What's up, wenches? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and I'm going to be speedrunning my own execution. If you don't know about KCD 2, I'm sorry to hear that, but it is one of the best RPGs of all time where you are a medieval knight named Henry navigating 1400s Bohemia with your sword and tongue. It's a very open-ended game in which your actions affect your reputation, which affects the entirety of the game. Of course, a normal player would care about this and try to play with honor, but me, today, no. I will be very dishonorable. I started this playthrough from scratch and had to make my way through the prologue, which I almost did in record time, except for the part where my old friend Hans was in no rush to get away from the archers, so I was sitting there watching him and I took an arrow for him. But this is the one part of the game where you don't have much free will, so we're gonna skip through this process, and in real time it took me about 40 minutes. All this adventure led to me Kimbo slicing some YNs at a pub, which landed me in a pillory. And this is actually a step in the right direction for us. And afterwards, we get a nice little explanation on how crime works in this game, which pretty much explains our goals for this playthrough. The main crimes are murder, theft, breaking and entering, assaulting people and animals, and disturbing the peace. To most, that is a warning of things to avoid. To me, that sounds like a checklist. I'm going to try to complete all of these before the hangman gives me my sweet release. The city they start you out in is Troskowitz. By no means is it the largest city in this game, but honestly, it's not too shabby, so we shouldn't even have to leave town to complete our checklist. Henry is pretty much a peasant at this moment who only has a basic outfit to his name, but also conveniently has a deadly weapon. But alright, free will, here we go. Let's see what trouble we can find. We have a carpenter's shop and home here. Typically, you'd have to pickpocket the keys to a building like this, but they were kind enough to leave the front door open for us, so we're gonna have to let ourselves in and go hide in the attic until nighttime. For those of you who aren't familiar with Kingdom Come Deliverance, this is actually the meta on how to make money in this game. Nowadays, this crime would get you 2 to 6 years in prison based on what difficulty you're playing on, but in this game, this might be one of the lightest crimes you can pull off, assuming you don't kill the whole household. There's a nice dark corner in the attic behind the hay, and we're gonna wait here until midnight when everyone is sleeping so we can really inflict some damage as a low-level player. All I need to do is wait it out, and I lasted 30 minutes before the carpenter's father caught me. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't know. Does he not have better things to do in the middle of the day? Alright, we're off to a miserable start here, but you know what? Breaking and entering is a rookie crime. They didn't even bother reporting me to the guards. So I'm gonna have to step this up a notch, and you can trust me when I say this because I'm about to make a save point. I really want to take out this innocent woman. For the most part, the coast is clear, but it's a little too hot. She can live for now. Also, huge score, there's an alchemist shop here. If I can manage to rob that, I can acquire more savior stops, which will allow me to have more save points. Oh boy, do we have the perfect target here. A hired hand working by himself with no one around to hear him take his last breath. And on top of that, he has a pretty sick hat. Hello, sir. You ever been to a Diddy party? Shh, 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 go to sleep. All right, he's really sleepy now, but for good measure, we're just gonna... I'm definitely going to be taking this strip of his. Yet financially, I didn't gain much from that. He only had 2.4 groschen. Must have spent all of his money on the sweet hat. Hey, just like that, we just committed assault, robbery, and murder. Let's go. Uh-oh, there's a guard. I might already have gotten caught before officially disturbing the peace, but he's not very observant. Doesn't see the dead body to his right. Just gonna go take a stroll in the park. And we can't have anyone finding that hired hand's body. So I'm gonna have to take out the closest person to it, which is his housemaid. You know what? Who cares if they find this body? She's a woman in the 1400s. I'm sure the guards have better things to do. Oh God, mid-murder, I can see a guard finding my first body. I better get out of here. Or you know what? How about I just suspiciously hide right around the corner of the double homicide I just committed? Should be fine. Starting off pretty hot. I think I'm kind of good on the murder for now.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
Nah, never mind. I got one more in me. One goal I haven't crossed off yet is assaulting an animal, which I'm not necessarily looking forward to, but someone decided to make it very easy for me because they left their pig all alone in a pen with no one around. So I guess we're gonna have to sacrifice this piggy to the gods. Come here, Luka Doncic, get some! The fact that it took about a dozen hits with my sword to kill it speaks to how useless this weapon is that I have. That's one more crime committed in just about 10 minutes. Did someone say and one? I just committed poaching without even knowing it. Oh, and we are really rolling now. I turn the corner and the guard I killed in the road is causing a traffic jam. I think it's pretty fair to mark that one up as disturbing the peace. I have already completed every goal this game gave me, except my breaking and entering wasn't very successful and they didn't really care. I think the carpenter's father that found me just assumed that that I was on the spectrum, so we're gonna have to circle back to that crime. And ideally, I pull that off around midnight. In the meantime, I'll just casually murder a few more people. Okay, I have now killed 6 people and a pig, so let's check in with the guards and see if they cracked the case yet. Soldier 1. Nope. Soldier 2 and 3. Nothing. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, wait, the bailiff caught me wearing stolen items. Now, I'm never gonna resist in this playthrough. I will always surrender to these guys so I can take my punishment. Let's see what they have planned out for me. Just please, God, don't take my straw hat. And here is our official introduction to the crime and punishment system in this game. If you accept your punishment, the easiest one is spending a few days in the pillory, which we have already done by default, so that is light work. Next in line is a caning, which I never even witnessed in my first playthrough. From there, you will be branded on the neck and labeled as a thief permanently. I had this happen to me before. Eventually, the NPCs will treat you a bit better, but spoiler alert, your dead mom that visits you will be very disappointed in you. And that might be the worst punishment of them all. And of course, our end goal for this video, execution. Sadly, all they want to do for me now after becoming a serial killer is put me back in the pillory, but I gladly accept. And honestly, that's not too bad. The worst part is I'm hungry, tired, physically damaged, and I stink. Problem with that is I have no food or bed, so we'll have to figure that one out. But on the bright side, they let me keep my hat, so doing pretty well for ourselves. Of course, I'm not going to learn my lesson after being moderately tortured. We're going to get right back to it and up the antes. This might be the easiest and most immoral murder yet, but I caught this guy lacking while praying on his knees. If his head was any lower to the ground, I might be facing some real life consequences, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over this one. And like I mentioned earlier, my real target in this game is the alchemist shop, and they left the door open for me, so I'm going to explore and see if I can find any helpful potions. But this bitch Gerda has some elephant ears apparently and caught me before I could get anything done. Gonna have to add her name to the death note. And the game is now telling me I'm a wanted criminal in this town, yet the guards don't seem too interested in me. I even threw a rock at this guy, but all he had to say was, cut it out. Okay, works for me. Sounds like it's time to go kill Gerda. Yeah, Gerda, why don't you go into that room by yourself while I watch your every step from a few feet behind? What could go wrong? The guards may not carry out punishment in this town, but I sure do. But somehow someone heard that. I didn't even get the chance to break her neck before a guard came in, so she lives to see another day. Ooh, looky, I'm gonna be whipped. You know, this isn't too bad. I don't get what all the fuss is about. Okay, now that that is done, we are immediately under arrest again. Honestly, that's understandable. Can't blame them. I obviously will accept this punishment. I just wish they would have let me clean the pints of blood off myself before being put back on the pillory. After a long overdue night of sleep, I started doing some proper breaking and entering. I found Bara here in a deep sleep, but I decided to put her into an even deeper sleep. And I swear to God, everyone in this town has perfect hearing. Lady in the next room heard me choking her out, so now I'm just gonna have to be creepy and wait around the corner until things calm down. All right, Bara went downstairs to check on her things to see if anything is stolen by herself. So I'm just gonna sneak on down here and try to get behind her, and I forgot to check my corners. Great. I've been caught red-handed once again. There's no getting out of this one, so I'm just gonna have to lay a beat down on her. Oh, and why, of course, they have a bodyguard in the next room over who hears me swinging a sword at her and protects her with his life. He doesn't even have a weapon, so this should be an easy fight for me, but I am exhausted from all the torture I've been enduring, and my sword is a piece of shit. So I almost lost this fight. But I came out alive with blood all over me, as indicated by the very red screen, but my work in this household is not done. The main target here is the shopkeeper, because I have been starving and he has a key to the shop that I need so I can take all the food. Somehow he slept through all that commotion that was going on downstairs, but he probably just heard his wife taking a beating and thought it was some neighbor doing him a favor. Oh, Jesus, it's so much more brutal slaughtering a person when you have a weapon in your hand. As soon as I went outside, the guards were onto me. I'm on the brink of death, so I immediately accepted my punishment, which is being branded, which means we are one step away from execution. Let's go. With the health I have coming into this, I wouldn't be surprised if I died right here and now. And again, right after serving my harshest punishment yet, there are several guards waiting for me as soon as I'm done. They're not even going to be creative about it. They're just going to brand me again. I mean, come on, fellas. This wound is as fresh as can be. All right, I barely escaped death. I have a pube of health, but sleep should take care of that. And for my appetite, I have the key to the trade shop, so I'll just take whatever I want. I could really use some potions, so I'm gonna take a third try at robbing them. And I'm not even surprised at this point. Who else would hear me but Gerda? I don't even have the means to kill her in time. All I can do is punch her in the face before she escapes, because apparently Gerda is the main character and has plot armor. If it is the last thing I do, I'm going to catch Gerda lacking. It is on sight with this woman. I came back to her and landed a 12-punch combo on this lady's chin, but she ate that for breakfast, and of course she has a guard dog that took my attention away from her and stalled me out until the guard showed up and took me away. That's gonna land me another whipping, and at this point I'm used to being confronted immediately after serving a punishment, but the bailiff decided to take it a step further and just straight up murdered me as I was loading in. I know I've done some bad things around here, but what is wrong with this town? Alright, clearly this place is sick of my antics and mass murder, so I'm not even gonna try to be creative with this. I'm just gonna start taking people out on the main road with plenty of witnesses. Oh no, the guard is coming. Don't care, that neck is mine. Oh, and I guess that has finally done it. They want to officially have me hung by the neck until death. I must say, I am truly honored. It has taken some effort to get to this point.
Executioner! Do your duty.
Wow, that was truly beautiful. A bit sad to see, but I think I deserved it considering the crimes I committed. As in all of the crimes. My only complaint with this process is that they allow you to try again from your last save point. This game is known to be harsh, and I wish they would just delete your entire game file right here. I would respect the hell out of that. I think my work here is done. I've been executed. It only took me an hour and 30 minutes due to having a good time. Except, there's one more piece of unfinished business I gotta take care of. Gerda.
What are you barging in here for? Damn it! Be careful with that weapon!